back. We are back live for day 3.
Greetings.
The
Greetings.
Block Removal Positive Energy Flow Workshop. And I have my special guest, Miss Princess from Princess Creations.
Hi,
She is
everyone.
a
Greetings. Bliss and love.
Reiki worker. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I apologize. What, are we
So,
good?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You know what happened? It just started telling me I was live everywhere.
Hey, everybody. Happy
Yeah,
Saturday
there's no one in
night.
here. Yeah, it's Saturday night. They probably out shaking the tail feather. But y'all better make
Mm-hmm.
sure if y'all shaking the tail feather, y'all don't bring no bad energy home because that energy can block you. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Careful where you shake.
Yes. Yes. Be careful where you shaking that tail feather. So where did we leave off yesterday? We were talking about how to transmute negative energy, different stones that we use and different techniques. I
Yes.
wonder how many people has started clearing their home, their living quarters. I
Yeah,
know
I
I'm getting
checked
a
the
little hesitant.
comments. I checked the comments yesterday. We didn't get much response with respect to that, as to how many people actually are participating or have done some of the exercises or even, share their own experiences. Um,
Yeah.
would
I
be
mean,
great
it
to
is up to
hear
you. I
from
mean,
you.
maybe they don't have any negative energy.
Yeah.
Everybody
Or
has negative energy. It's part of life. You can't have good without having bad. You can't. How would you measure
yeah,
it?
yin
So,
yang.
and when we talk about removing blocks, that does not mean that everything will be peachy keen. You know what I'm saying? You it's a constant thing. It's a constant thing. You've always got to remove or transmute that energy. Energy cannot be stagnant. If it just sits there, it's stagnant. So it has to keep revolving, has to keep moving. So
Hmm.
as far as speaking out positive affirmations, meditating, grounding, that's all like changing energy.
Yes.
So
Yes, indeed. And there's so many different ways. I mean, it just depends on what one is striving. What are you clearing? What are you trying to get clear of? A
right,
blockage could be a habit, like maybe you have a lover that's toxic, and there's a blockage that keeps you from releasing because you create a bond or soul tie. That's another type of blockage, and you have to learn how to cut the cords, how to release those soul ties to free yourself from those bonded toxic relations. First, two, not first, but also, if you find that, what is it, we attract what we are,
yes,
and it's a harsh truth. So, but looking, self-reflection, being able to look at yourself and be honest with yourself. Okay, well, if this is not what I want, then I need to change some things within me to create or bring about what I really desire.
exactly.
And that means breaking a cycle, again, removing a block that is keeping you locked into a certain pattern of behavior that you don't like the end results of. Then you have to clear it, and there are ways to do that. Tiffany, you have any ideas, or what are
You
ways
know
that
what?
you
I'm
use?
glad you even said something about that because that's true. Because I mean, I know I'm not the only one. Have you ever gotten out of a relationship and you meet somebody new, think it's all going great, and then all of a sudden they start showing you the last person you was with? They start acting just like it. You know why? It's a lesson that you didn't get. there was a blockage in there somewhere. So you didn't get that lesson. So that energy had to come to you again. So what I do, I have to identify what that energy is. What is it? It might be an energy of untruthfulness. And it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily a liar, but how about I'm lying to myself about something? You know what I'm saying? It could be something that, or I refuse to see something about myself, i.e., lying to myself.
Yeah.
So,
Same thing.
what I usually refuse to see is in that person. It's in that person. They may be telling a story about something else, but then once I figure it out, oh, you know what? And I could tell you, last time it happened, I was lying to myself thinking I didn't have abandonment issues because I had no reason to have abandonment issues. But I picked them up along the way. You know, my mom and dad are still together, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have, as far as the family thing coming from the family, I didn't have it like that.
It didn't come from that.
Right. And I had to identify, where did it come from? Oh, it came from me listening to people telling me I need a friend and I need somebody with me and I need somebody. And if I didn't want to be around them, I was wrong. Okay. So now I have a trauma. And a trauma response was, I needed to be around these people. I could. Why do you not want me? Why? Yeah. Do you know I am not at that point? I hope you don't want me because I'm too much for you. And now I'm conceited. I'm not conceited. I walk in my purpose.
Right.
And I'm not going to lose myself to wanting to be around other people or wanting to be in their presence again, thinking that's going to make me or break me. I picked that up along the way. And that became a block for me.
Right.
And then there was the people that knew I did not want to lose the friendship, even if I didn't even want to be friends with them, but I didn't want to lose them because it wasn't supposed to sit right with me and it didn't. So they would stay around me and use me until I got tired of it. So those are blocks as well. When you find yourself getting used or you're attracting the same type of energy over and over and over and over again, figure out where you are failing yourself, because that's where that lesson is coming in.
Yes.
But it's up to you to figure it out. Other people
and then to
how you are,
and then to release it.
And then release it. Yep. Because other people will tell you all day long, oh, you're like this and you're this, that, and that. But they're trying to get you to be the way they want you to be for their benefit.
So you forgive yourself for yourself. You forgive them for the knowledge that they were functioning on was the knowledge that they had or understanding that they had at that time. And then you forgive yourself again.
Exactly.
You know, and move on. Move on. Write it out.
Release. And see, I do a lot of visual things for releasing. Okay. I'm a visual, hands-on type of person. So I don't have it in my mind where I know it's an abandonment issue, release it. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. What I do, I write it down. I write down exactly what the issue is, where it came from. Because I have to, I dig deep.
So you can look back. Yeah. Yes. And then you can look back. You know, it's good. Writing it down
that's
helps you.
It's okay. Visual.
Good. And to burn it. All right. As a young lady, early 20s, you know, I wrote things down. And at the end of the year, I would look at all the things that I wrote through the year. So if I saw patterns or demeanors, the repetition of things going on in my writings, then I said, okay, well, the next year I'll do this, and the other differently than what I did this year. And I'll tell you, writing it down was so liberating because you get to see yourself. and look back at yourself, even if you might still be floating in the illusion of whatever it may be. You're
Yeah.
looking at yourself. You're able to look at yourself, and then you're able to make effective changes and choices, different choices, you know.
Hey, Delingo. I had to go into the group because you could only see some of them. He said harsh truths are always necessary, and that's true. That
Yeah,
is true.
hard look at yourself.
Yep. I'm an accountability coach, and I decided to be accountability coach because I realized that a lot of people have a big problem with being accountable for their own actions.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always, well, because of this. No, baby, you allowed that to happen.
Yeah. Yes.
People could
It didn't just
influence,
happen.
people, places, and things can influence your decision, but it's ultimately up to you to make that decision.
Shay, trying to
So,
set this.
hey, Miss Sonia, thank you, thank you,
Hi,
thank you.
Sonny.
So yeah, the main thing is removing blocks is, first of all, being accountable for where you're allowing these blocks. A lot of it starts from being programmed. A lot of it starts from being programmed.
Yes.
Now I'm a parent, so I could tell you my biggest pet peeve, and this was because I was programmed and I didn't know any better, was when my son would, I call it, rebel against me. He wasn't rebelling against me. It's, why do I have to do it your way when I can figure out my way? But then what are you told? Because I'm the mother and I said so. And you know what? That is taking them from them. That's taking a person from, that's making them be you. Do it your way or the highway. And that's where we start getting programmed. And remember, slaves had to do it a certain way too. Remember that? It's all, this comes down. It comes down through, what is it called? Not generational curses. What do they call? Like they said, the effects of slavery is shown now.
Genetic. Genetically.
Right.
Yes. I saw a video earlier today that was titled Simon Says, and it was talking about how this world is constructed on Simon Says.
Yeah.
And if Simon didn't say, you better not do it.
Right. Right.
And so what you're talking about made me remember that one, because that's the same thing that they're talking about. And the same thing that's been our conversation for a while. Everything is a programmed response, a programmed action, a programmed reaction. And some of them are good, useful, beneficial, but many of them are destructive. Like, were we live talking about your mama? Just someone saying your mama, it became a program.
Coming up. When was that?
I don't know if we were live talking about it, but that's a programmed response. If somebody says your mama, that's a fighting word. Ooh, you got to go scrap. And I couldn't wrap my mind around the concept that I had to be angry because somebody said your mama and didn't know my mom.
You know what? Oh my goodness. Just like I tell people all the time, I don't understand why people get so upset when people say words. They be ready to kill you over words. I'm like, you that weak? That does not bother me. You could call me whatever you want. I just had a man tell me I hate black men and this stuff. Okay. You don't know me though. So
his spell. But see, words are spells.
Yeah. But that's what he perceived.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate black men. I don't hate anybody.
Right. And I don't have to consign to his theory.
No. Right.
Or hypothesis. Exactly.
That's your issue. You deal with it. And you're not going to put that block on me, because I'm going to tell you what happened. I ended up with a migraine because I was thinking about, oh my God, somebody thinks that about me. I had to release that. I did. I had to release it. That's your thought. That's your fault and your thought. And I don't have to deal with it.
Excuse me a second.
Yep.
I'm glad you did that.
And
We don't have
to go ahead. I'm sorry.
to own other people.
Oh, we lost her. Here she go. What happened?
I don't know. It just said seems like your stream is having connection issues, and then it snapped back in. Got all these yellow warnings. Let's see. I'm trying to adjust the camera so I'm not holding it. Yeah. So, that's the wonderful thing about
Miss Renee.
Hey, Renee.
But yeah,
that's
thoughts patterns.
That's the wonderful thing about clearing out blockages is there's so many areas that we can zoom in on. So many areas we can zoom in on and help to clear. There's so many areas that need clearing, like the chakras. There's 7 main, but there's how many total chakras in there?
200 and something. It's a whole bunch. You got,
right.
If you can see behind me as much as you can, I'm not going to move this, but all of this is all energy field. That's the Merkaba. This is all energy field. Our energy field, what does it extend? What out? They said, what, 10 feet? Is it 10 feet or 6 feet?
6.
So
but
that
I would go with 10.
Huh? And
I said I would go with 10.
So that means that someone within 6 feet of me can change the way I feel. And it's happened before. I've walked in the mall, happiest, I don't know what. Next thing I know, I got butterflies in my stomach. And I'm like, what's going on? What am I nervous? Why am I feeling this way? I have to release that. And how does that tie in with the blockage? Before I knew what that was, I would actually get my car and go home. And whatever I needed to do wasn't getting done. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. But now I can identify the different blocks that's happening. And when I identify them, I address them. I'm not saying that my life is peaches and cream. I do have situations that I have to deal with that are stressful. But guess what? I would have known about these situations that are stressful if I didn't have easy situations. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. So, how can you know ease unless you know discomfort?
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Exactly. And hey, Miss Loria.
Hi.
So so you gotta watch the company you keep. You've heard that saying before. Watch the company you keep. Birds of a feather flock together.
Flock together.
Now, if you and all your friends are always having problems and always having money problems, and y'all plan a trip and then it gets canceled because y'all don't have the money and y'all don't, you know what? It's time for you to revamp your whole crew, because that's an energy blockage. And y'all all got that same energy just cycling along in the crew. That broke energy, that
mindset,
that lack energy. And even if you got one person that don't have that lack energy, you got all that lack energy. Guess what's gonna happen to that one person?
What?
They're gonna get pulled into that lack energy. And I realized that people watch who you are around. Their energy can change you. You ever been around somebody that they was mad, they got mad, and all of a sudden your whole demeanor just changed? And you mad, and you're like, damn, why am I mad? I wasn't even mad. Why am I mad?
Bit into the energy of the other individual.
Exactly.
Spirit bearing witness.
Exactly. Lori, we're not doing any readings right now, but I will give you one. You know what? Tomorrow, I promise, I will get on. I ain't gonna promise, but tomorrow I am gonna get on and do some readings. I ain't gonna promise because anything might happen, but that's before 6:30. I plan on doing that, so I try. I'll chat.
Oh, it might have been the
Try.
magnet.
You know what? I should just go ahead and say it. That's what I'll do, because that's me putting a big block in the middle of it saying I'll try. You have to watch what you say too. Like Princess Miss Jamie was saying about spells. We speak spells. Why do you think they're called spelling? We're speaking spells every day of our life. You have to watch what you say. First things first. The universe don't understand negatives. It doesn't understand I don't want. It doesn't understand I don't need. It doesn't understand that I can't do. It doesn't understand that. So when you're
I
saying
have
this,
not.
or I have not, it doesn't understand that. So
Right.
the best thing for you to do, first of all, stop speaking on what you don't have and what you don't have and what's lacking. Speak what you have. Speak it into existence. That is the main key. You gotta
As if
speak
you
it
already
into
have it.
existence. Yes.
As if you already have it. I am. I will. Those
Because
are my two choice words.
if you see the Bible, I am activates that God in you. So you
Mhm.
got to be careful what you follow it with. I am successful. I am abundant. I am prosperous. Prosperous. I couldn't even get it out.
Prosperous. Yes,
Prosperous. Thank
prosperous.
you. You know, you got to speak out positivity. If
That's
you speak
right.
out anything with a negative, the universe doesn't understand. The moment you say,
I have not.
yeah, I don't want to be
Then it's
broke. Guess what? The universe is hearing, I want to be broke, because they don't understand I don't want. It doesn't understand that.
even if you mean
Thank you,
well,
Miss Deja.
this is not to say that your well-meaning affirmations are pointless. It's just the way you
It's just
say it
right. You want
casts
to
the
switch how
spell.
you're saying it, because when you're speaking
Yes.
an affirmation shouldn't have anything negative in it. That's number one. An affirmation affirms. That means it adds to, it makes real. How about that? As soon as you put that negative in there, it's not an affirmation anymore.
That's right.
It's not affirming
Well, it
anything.
is. It's affirming to the negative.
But the universe don't understand that. So, like, if you say, I don't want to be broke, the universe doesn't understand, I don't want to be broke. You gonna have money problems.
Yeah, because the
You're
universe
gonna
said, "Oh, she
continue
wants to
to
be
have money
broke."
problems because it doesn't understand. All it's hearing is, I want to be broke. I want to be broke. I want to be broke. It doesn't understand, I don't want to be broke. So your best thing to say is, I want to be abundant and prosperous. I want
To have the whatever it is I need.
I have, and I thank God in the universe, whatever it is, Buddha, whoever it is.
That's right.
I don't care who. Hey, Angel. I don't care who it is. It could be. Oh, we got a YouTuber on here. Hey.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining.
Yes. So I don't care if you pray to the water gods. Just make sure you're speaking out positive
Oh, water
affirmations.
god.
That water god energy is only understanding to give it to you. So
That's
if you
right.
want it, say it.
Ask for. That's
Yeah.
right.
And I don't care what it is. If you
And
want
that's the same with
a headache,
people
ask for it.
people outside of you, not allowing them to speak their spells on you. Like you were talking about, the gentleman made suggestions to you of how you feel. Those are not how you feel, that's how he feels.
Right.
And so you don't become what someone else says of you. You are who you are.
Exactly. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted, transformed, revolved.
Currency, frequency, vibration.
So, and when we talk about blocks, main thing we think about is money blocks. I'm just gonna call it out. That's the first thing we think about is money blocks. And guess what? Just like a money block, it could be a block for a new car, a block for a new house. Also, be careful what you're saying. You don't limit yourself. That's what I want to say. Don't limit yourself. You can be sitting there talking about some, I want a 4-bedroom house on this street, this, that. What? What if there's a 4-bedroom house in the country with a house in the back and 10 acres? That's less money than the house that you're looking for. Don't limit yourself. That's a block. Limiting yourself is a block, because abundance and prosperity, that is our birthright. That's our birthright. The universe is infinite. And if the universe is infinite, that means our chances of having whatever we want is what?
Infinite. This is our turf.
Yeah. People ask, well, why are you not living like this? Because I don't want to. I'm living exactly the way I want to live. You know, and I realize that I am living the way I want to live. And when I want more, I put myself in a position for more.
And then there's assignments.
And then there's assignments. Yes.
You could be in a place that you think is where you're going to be, and the universe may have another assignment for you. And at that time, you will move. Some people are stationary, which is admirable. I'm not a stationary person. That's why I can say it's admirable, because I don't know what it's like to be in one place for a long period of time, ever, anywhere in my whole life.
Well, that's probably because you're supposed to touch different people.
Different places, and see different things, experience different atmospheres, cultures, vibrations.
Like when I was younger, I moved, let's see, when I was 2, we moved from Buffalo to Detroit, from Detroit to Minnesota. And I wasn't an Army brat. How about that?
Right. You don't have to be to move.
I wasn't an Army brat.
Our people, it was just a migration.
It wasn't unstable. It wasn't about being unstable. It was my dad's job was moving us.
Okay.
You know, so it wasn't about being unstable or anything. But then and the crazy part is same thing happened to me when I became of age. My job moved me out of Detroit to Indiana. I don't have nobody here. Nobody. I've been here 20 years. Stopped working back in 2013. Why didn't I leave? Why didn't I go where my people are? Because I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to stay here.
That's right.
And I had a job lined up for me in North Carolina to move down there with my parents. I had the job, passed the drug test and everything. I ain't hear nothing else from the people. They told me to start one day and I ain't hear nothing else from them.
Oh, wow.
I ended up still being here. I would have left my job back then and been in North Carolina. It didn't work out that way.
It wasn't meant for you.
Or
for Jared.
Here.
Right.
And if I told y'all the story of how I got into this house, y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
Let's hear it.
I was dealing with this guy, and I was living out in Portage then, and he was a Hebrew Israelite, and I knew his parents had passed away. And we stopped talking. We stopped talking because spirits was telling me to check things, and things was being found out. Long story short, wasn't being faithful, loyal. That's cool. So I moved on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I moved on with my life, the person that owned this house called me like, hey, I moved to Vegas. What? I would have took over your house. Wish I would have known that. Really? My brother in there, he ain't paying. What? No lie, you guys. I got the phone call about this house in July and August. I was in here.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I had no plans on moving. I didn't think I was going to move. I was cool where I was. I loved where I was. No problems. And I've never lived in the city at all out here. So, out the blue, this guy emails me because he's blocked on everything but emails me. Are you still single? Who is this? I ain't talked to you in about 2 years. About a year, I think. Well, come to find out, it was him. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff, but found out the house next door to me, his parents lived in. Wow. And that's where they died.
Oh, wow. Next
Yeah,
door to where you are
where I
now?
am. Yeah, it
Oh,
was a
wow. How
vacant
about
house.
the small world?
It was a vacant house for years. They just
Wow.
moved in here this past summer. Somebody that bought the house redid it. It had been vacant for over 20 years.
Wow.
So
Wow.
how about now they just sold it and somebody moved in there. She hasn't been in there a year yet now. She's real cool. But
Okay.
that's how that happened. Now I don't talk to him no more at all anyway, but I was
Just
obedient. I made the moves I was supposed to make, even though I didn't even have this planned. I didn't plan on moving here. It was just like I said, got a phone call and I made a suggestion, and next thing I know, I'm there.
yeah, just like
And
that.
then everything else starts happening. OMG, really? Now, if I'm supposed to be here now, I don't know. But whatever happens, happens. And that's where I am. I don't want any blocks in my way. So I stand out the way. And I know that I know I ain't gonna die, put it that way. I know it's not gonna kill me. I know if I'm brought to it, I'll be brought through it. And that I
Ashe.
stand on. Yeah, that's a Christian thing to say, but it's the universe, it's me stepping out on faith. I don't care who it is you believe in. I believe in me. That's number one. I believe in me, and I'm not gonna fail me because now I know better, I do better. I make
Okay.
mistakes. Yes, I do. Those mistakes are learning lessons. And that's why I call them mistakes because I learn from them. I'm not about to sit there and put my hair out because I made a mistake. Oh no, Tiffany, readjust your belt, flick your bra straps, and go at it again.
Okay. There you go. There you go. And that's getting out of your own way. Sometimes we have to get out of our own way.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you know what? Also, stop telling everybody your next moves. I think I said that yesterday. Don't tell everybody your moves. If you know people are not going to uh, be happy for you or expect you to do certain things, don't be telling them because we tend to take on other people's realities.
Mhm.
We tend to take on other people's realities. So, yep. And that true. Deja, she said mistakes are okay to not miss. Mm. You right. You gotta have mistakes
To learn from them.
to learn from them. Right.
If you don't make a mistake, just like not knowing what so-called bad is, how will you
Right.
know what's good? How will you know what's right? At least you tried. When you make a mistake, you tried. You put forth an effort.
Exactly.
That's better than doing nothing. In some cases, sometimes a mistake can cost your life. So
You
we
make a
won't lose
mistake
that
for a
fact of
second.
reality.
Yeah,
Right.
it could, yeah. But
But you just be wise. Be wise in your choices. Be wise in your decisions. Be wise in your steps. Think about it 5 times.
well, yeah,
Think
if you
about
know
the
that
outcome.
jumping off that roof might kill you, then why would you even try to do it? Unless that's
Right.
what you
Or
that's what you are trying to do, and I'm not
and
advocating for it,
in,
but I'm
in
saying,
that
I
case,
mean,
it might not kill you. It
right.
might paralyze you because you're not leaving until it's your time to leave, no matter what.
Woo! And why I came across some TikToks, y'all. This lady's taking care of her husband who tried to kill himself,
See?
tried to hang himself.
Ew.
He's pretty much a vegetable, but he's still alive. More of a burden on her now. And I hate to say it that way, but he tried to take himself out. He ain't go nowhere. Now he's a prisoner in his own body. How about that?
Man.
I tell people all day long, if it's not your time, you ain't going. I don't care if you shoot yourself in the head. If it's, I dated a guy back in the day. He was shot 9 times. Look at 50 Cent.
Yeah.
But this dude was shot 9 times. I happened to take his hat off one day. I said, why do you have 3 marks in your head? He said, I told you I was shot 9 times. I said, 3 times in the head? He said, yeah. They stood over him, shooting him in the head, trying to kill this man. I don't know if he's still alive now, but over 20 years ago, he was when it happened. He was in a
because it
wheelchair.
wasn't his time. It wasn't his time. That's right. You're not leaving until it's time for you to go.
Look at 50 Cent. 50 Cent got shot out 9 times. He even said in his rap, he got shot like I got shot, but he ain't breathing. Right.
Let's clear this up too, though. It don't mean run out there in front of no freight train.
Yeah. It doesn't mean all that. It does not mean that. And why would you want to hurt yourself?
Right.
Don't want to be hurt. And you know what? And in my beliefs, if you're trying to take yourself out of here, you're just gonna recycle back anyway. So
yeah, you gotta come finish the job. Can't quit.
You can't punk out.
Can't quit this assignment. Tap out, punk out.
Right.
Check out.
No. And then and the way I believe what's even worse is then you gotta start all over again. What if you go through all the same BS that you went through before?
Just because you didn't finish the assignment.
Because you ain't want to finish this. Now you gotta do it all over again. Now start all the way back from the beginning. What?
And I almost think, it's to learn. The whole mission of this is to love yourself, love others, and be selfless in your process. Not selfless so much that you neglect yourself, but selfless so much that you consider others in all your doings. I think, I was talking to a friend earlier about race. I'm like, I don't gather the concept of, rather than what I don't do, I gather the concept that we're all freaking earthlings. Last time I checked, everybody came out some coochie and stepped up here on this planet. Everybody came the same way, maybe through a different being, person, individual, mother, because it's the only way you come in is through your mama. But still, we all had the same beginnings and pretty much the same freaking endings. So all that other stuff is just fluff. It's things that man added.
It's experiences that the universe wanted to go through. Because my thing is, okay, remember, there's a whole book made that God made this, that, and the other. So I'm gonna ask the question that's been asked for years and years and years. If it's supposed to be all peaches and cream, why would he make it that way? Why would he make people as killers? Why would he make people, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because it's all an experience that the universe is having. It has to have a balance. You have to have one had the other. Did we lose you? Oh no. Oh. But yeah, we have to have one to have the other. So it's, Miss Honesty. Hey,
it's just like I forgot what I was gonna say. Can't have one without the other. The balance, the positive battery, the negative battery. It has a positive pole and a negative pole on it. And the two working together is what helps propel. Okay. When you make something, you destroy something else.
Exactly.
You started out with flour, but now the flour is a cake. It's no longer the flour anymore. It's a cake. You understand? It's mixed in with other ingredients. It's no longer what it was. It is what you made it to be.
Right. What you crafted it. Your craft.
And that means whatever it was destroyed.
I love that. Create to escape. Yes.
Yes. I do.
And that's key. It is. When you escape to your, and and create, beautiful things come out.
Yeah.
That's artists do that. You know, that's my meditation. That's how I get some of my best ideas is through meditating. That's my creation. That's how I do it. I don't know. So I do it. But there's people that do you meditate while you're doing your jewelry?
When I'm making something for someone, I focus on them.
See?
I focus on the conversation or consultation if we had one prior, or what they said they needed or why they asked for. I reflect on them wholly, so that it's all about them going into the piece.
And that's their energy going in, right?
Yes, hypothetically, it's my
Right.
energy.
Your
reflective
energy.
of their,
Right.
reflective of their
Exactly.
energy. Yes.
And like
I have to walk away. Matter of fact, you were with me. I was on and I was spinning a ring, and it like broke like 3 times while I was spinning it, and I just put it down, walk away from it for a few hours, and then I came back to it and built the entire ring. So sometimes it's the timing, it could be lighting. It's a variety of
You
things.
said focus to get the story. I love that too.
Yes, yes, yes. I actually purchased some Focus. It's really nice oil enhancements. Okay, let's see. This is another way to unblock yourself. And this, it's called In Focus. This came from one of our independent business owners, magicalmystic.com. And it's an In Focus oil. Wait, where's the thing? Okay, there we go. You have to learn pan level, pan writer, totally opposite. So yeah, In Focus is the name of it. And this just helps, little aids. They have, okay, where's the thing? There we go. There we go. And keeping it in the camera. This is so funny because you're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a meditation oil.
It is. Or like, I sometimes if I'm just trying to tune in, I'll take it and put a couple of drops on, 1 drop on each temple, smell it. It smells good, but basically rub it onto my temples and go forward.
Yeah, I got my goddess oil that I do that with.
Yes. Little things like that just help enhance the mood. It may be a mental exercise more than it is the work of the oils. The oils do work as well, like stones. However, it's still a mental mind. Everything is mind. It's a mental exercise first, and then these things come in to support it or make you more aware.
Truthfully, right. You are the tool, honey. I mean, you are the tool. Like I said, I need visuals. I didn't mean to say honey, but I use visuals and stuff like that because it helps me. It helps me. Yeah. So that's why I write things off and I burn it, because in my mind, that's me seeing it release. Because
letting it go.
Unfortunately, I wasn't wired to imagine it without seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Now I can get messages from spirit, but I'm seeing actual pictures.
Well, I met a lady years ago. She was called the Cat Lady, and somebody watching this may be familiar with her. She was a well-known reader in South Carolina. Blind woman. But her lesson on cutting the cords, if you went to her, she would just snip her fingers. It was a snipping action around you that was releasing cords. And some people came to her, they had a lot of cords, and she would just, you've got to cut the cords, and she would start cutting those cords away from them. So we can also do that. Again, it's a mental mind setting thing. And if I mentally say and physically do cut a virtual cord that is tied between me and that toxic one or that toxic habit, cut that cord. I'm hearing that too, because I have a toxic habit I need to work on. However, cut that cord, and the mind has set itself to be free. Matter of fact, Tiffany, you did that. You cut a cord. You told me you've been like over a year now without tobacco products.
Oh yeah.
Just cut the cord. She just cut the cord. My mom, when she decided to quit, she just cut the cord. Just cut the cord and never picked it
The
up again.
crazy part is I was with this up without 2 weeks. And then what happened was I came home and went back into the same routine. We lost Jamie for a minute, but went back into the same routine and said, wait a minute. If I did this for 2 weeks, nope. And I ain't go back. And I'm not going to. What happened, Miss Jamie? I don't know if her phone died or what happened, but you guys, have you been doing any of the clearings? Like, have you start clearing out your living quarters yet? There her go.
I got booted.
Like, there I go.
You said I just, and it went whoop.
Yeah, it's like I went out of town. I went out of town, and because I was like, I don't need this. I came back in that because it was the same environment that I was in. Then I was like, oh, maybe I should. Nope. It's a mind over matter thing. I went 2 weeks not in my environment without it. So I come in my environment now. I want it. No, you don't have a bite. You don't have a hold over me. No. Right. No.
You cut the cord.
I cut that cord.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
And I know
it makes sense for me to be, like I said, if I'm gone, if I'm gone and I don't think about them, what was that? That was a toxic trait from where I was. That's what it was. And I had to actually reevaluate my relationship to where I lived. How about that?
Wow.
Because why did I want to smoke when I was home?
Right. Where you didn't want to smoke while visiting your parents. What was the difference?
I don't care where I was. If I was gone,
I think it was respect. Okay, I was going to say it might have been respect for the space you were in, who may not have, going into a non-smoking environment, then you were non-smoking. So you went back to your environment and maybe, so that's what that was. Oh, okay, now I can smoke. Well, then why should I? Which was awesome. That's the spirit ministering to you. Why should you? You haven't done it. You didn't need it. You don't need it.
If I wasn't home, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, there you go.
But that
out of sight, out of mind.
And then I realized I made my life stressful because I didn't have nobody around me. Remember, I live here. I don't have no family. So I did that by the people I allowed around me and all that stuff. Ms. Nala. My dog helps me remove blockages too.
I have to do the same thing for her. Animals have dreams and stuff, or trauma, things that happen to them, and they have to also, you have to clear blockages in them as well. Physical blockages, or even sometimes physical blockages just need spiritual work.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gone.
You know what? Think of a blockage as constipated. Okay.
Yeah.
If you stopped up, you ain't gonna flow and you ain't gonna feel good. Period. You're not gonna feel good. You can have a headache. You can have a stomach ache. There's a whole bunch that can go wrong just from being stopped up, constipated.
Yeah.
Hell, you could have a heart attack from being constipated.
Trying to push it out. That's right.
It ain't no joke. Hemorrhoids and everything. So it's your job to release that blockage. You have to do what you have to do. If you have to take stool softeners, if you have to take some Metamucil, some whatever it is you have to do, eat you some good fiber. Whatever you have to do to release that block. Same thing with life. Same thing with spiritual blocks. Same thing with energy blocks, with money blocks, with how people treating you blocks. Why is everybody treating me the same way? Because you haven't learned to stand up for yourself. You haven't learned to put your foot down. No, you're not going to treat me this way. I don't have to accept. I don't have to accept this. But as long as you're not saying anything and people say whatever they want to you and you're not saying nothing, the next person that comes to you gonna say whatever they want to you. And it's gonna keep happening until you remove that block. Or you get tired of being treated that way, which is removing that block.
That's right.
So you ready?
And that's what this is all about.
Right.
The next 30 days, you guys, we are talking about and being about clearing blockages.
And if you guys have something that you want to talk about, put it in the comments. We can speak about it and we can go ahead and try to rectify it together, because that's what we're here to do for this 30 days. We are removing blocks to see where we are once
Maybe
we're done.
Tomorrow, we could talk about atonement.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a topic for tomorrow, atonement, how we atone to free ourselves from things that, you know, we feel trapped by. Hell, but yeah, wine, are you here? Okay, you want to say something?
Hi.
Well, tell them, Nala. Tell them.
I just want you to see how pretty I am.
Okay. That's my big beast.
Yeah. I'd lock mine out because he would have been all in my lap.
You see what she's done, so I know tomorrow where she'll be. She has been sitting here worrying me the whole time.
Look, you're now at my door.
Yeah, at the door, trying to get. I heard him bark earlier when we started. He's like, "Hey, open the door."
Right. Yeah. He's like, open the door. Jared walked out of here and he don't like doors closed. So he don't know what's going on in there.
Atonement is to deal with where I want to go with it anyway is dealing with blocked emotions, because you're mad at somebody and you're still holding on to that energy. What do you think that's doing to you?
Man, oh yeah, we gotta talk about that tomorrow, because if we touch on this tonight, it's gonna be terrible.
It's gonna be a whole other hour.
Right. We already been on almost an hour. How about that?
Yeah. So tomorrow will be atonement.
Yeah.
Clearing emotional blocks.
Talk about atonement, exactly what it is.
Trauma, clearing trauma, emotional trauma blocks. Where I'm mad at somebody, I'm gonna walk around mad at somebody. I'm gonna just stay mad.
Right. Yeah, man. People have heart attacks from that stuff. Your body don't understand that, but we're gonna talk about that tomorrow, love. Tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Tiffany, for holding space again.
6:30. This tomorrow.
6:30 tomorrow. Okay.
Probably I might do a little early because I want to do some pull some cards. So you guys, if you want to join me, make sure you come in a little early. I got a little thin lock.
Yeah, it happens.
I don't know how that happened right there though. I don't like that.
It just happens. You'll find as they continue to grow, you're gonna be like, where'd that piece of hair come from? You have hair growing where you thought you had a whole lock, right? Like, where'd that come from?
Right. Right. And I've been like my little kitchen. I'm like, why is it so fine? It won't lock.
Oh, over time. It's the baby hair. That's your baby hair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
but I do want to thank you again, Tiffany. Let me thank you again for holding this space, for creating this space for us to work on clearing the blockages for ourselves, help improve ourselves.
Thank you for joining. Your insight is always necessary and appreciated.
Ashe.
Till next time, you guys, tomorrow, 6:30, same bat time, same bat channel.
Peace and love.